Hello. So hey everyone. So what's in my mind right now is choose your pay. Is it? What was it? Choose your work, then you choose your pay. Yeah, that one will work for people who will be working in future, but currently I choose your pay, then I choose your work, right? Either way. So my topic majorly is about performance optimization for the application we are building on top of Frappe. Did I introduce myself? My name is Mania Joseph. I do make a lot of noise on LinkedIn. For those few who know me, I do work with Bevern Software Inc. Not in African region though, but I'm still around, right? Yep. So I was to make a general presentation because I don't have any specific application as of now because I work in another region. Then all of a sudden the performance thing bumped in. So I've been following Ankush for a little bit of time, and I really love the way he's doing his work on performance. That's the more improvement that have been done on V16. I'm really loving what they are doing on that. So majorly, as we are building our applications of now, normally we do have ERP Next, which is a core app in the Frappe community, which of course we have the desk application, which is already optimized. So what we usually come and develop majorly are portals, right? Like they say the Red Cross they have a number of portals. So for example, if you have one portal, many requests, you always receive many requests. I mean, let's say for a customer portal, if you do have one, then a customer logs in, he will receive, you'll call the backend using many API calls. You need to fetch sales order, you need to fetch invoices, you need to fetch customer statement. That's all in, that's a one user. So let's say we have 1,000 users. So that means many requests will be hitting the database. So that's where optimizations comes in. If you don't take care of your application, you might need a lot of resources. So that's the reason why as a developer you need to take into account the performance of your applications. So the business challenges of it, the negative sides of it, slow portals of course. So you always need to scale your application. When you are starting out, the application of course it has few users, but as time goes by, you might increase. Let's say it's a business, so the number of customers will increase, so that means many requests hitting the database. Therefore, your application might become slow. So that's on the business side of it. Now, when we check on one of these, you can just read a little bit. So this is a person. Let's assume this is a dev. One of the major issues, the business raised was like the site is running slow. And since currently everyone is talking about AI, so what you do as a dev is just a hack. Since the application usually load, right? So when it's loading, if you just put their AI is thinking, so everyone will accept that as maybe the best solution as of now, right? But in real sense, man, it's your work. It's your work as a dev to make sure the application is working, right? So with that, we have few architecture principles that are here, but I really can't go inside of them because they are majorly for developers, actually. So like data optimization, backend optimization, scaling large data sets, then things to do with multi-layer caching. So sorry for business people, this is majorly for devs, right? So I will use an example of customer portals. So one of the things you can do when you're doing with the customer portal when you want to optimize it is like move heavy logic to the background jobs, fetch only related data, and only fetch what the user wants to display on the portal. So the major point I'll talk on point number 4, which is multi-layer caching. So with caching, we have different layers of caching. So we have the database, Redis API, then we come to front end. Just make sure when you are doing your caching, if you have a backend caching and a front-end caching, make sure when you are clearing both of them, you clear them at the same time. Because if you clear one caching, like POS, if you clear the front-end caching, then you don't clear the backend caching. When you log in with another POS profile, the other old POS profile will still show on the user portal. So that's one of the things you should just take care of it. Then these numbers look exaggerated, but I was developing a customer portal for, it's a general just customer portal on the to extend the ERP Next functionality. So the payload reduction, 85%, looks exaggerated, right? Yep, that's not the point. The point is on the lower resource usage. So this is where a business person comes in. So if you're the business person, point number 4, resource usage. So you can be adding more. We have 2 ways of scaling your application. We have the vertical scaling, then the horizontal scaling. So if your site is slow, maybe you could just be adding resource, adding more CPU, adding more memory, but the major task is on the way your API were designed. So what you do as a business person, you have to go back and pay a developer to come and optimize your application. Then you come back to your resources. Otherwise, if your resources if your application is not well optimized, when the number of users increase, which means you'll increase your resource usability, right? And that means more money on the other end. So in both ways, you're using more money, but it typically depends. So you choose your struggle on one end. Then I really love what Frappe are doing. If you go to Frappe Cloud, we usually have this graph. This graph usually represents, you can check the performance of your applications, either custom or what. So if your site is too slow, you can always go on the back end, then on the Frappe Cloud, check which API request is taking a lot of time. Then maybe you can go back and optimize. Fetch only related data, fetch only the data that the user wants. Yep. So lastly, as I complete or as I finish up, we have different servers that have been set up on the Frappe Cloud. In Africa, I don't know if it was last year or the other year, whereby we have a server in South Africa, which thing actually, so you should clap for Frappe. Yeah, and one of the major questions we've been talking with Musha in the morning is, if I'm in Kenya, which server should I choose? Is it the one in Mumbai, or I should set up, or I should choose the one in South Africa? I really don't have a perfect answer for that, and that's the reason down here, you're not seeing clearly, right? That was the goal. Yep. So the goal for that is, I'm not really sure if the server location is one of the performance measure, but that's an assignment. Maybe you can do that on your own. If I get the perfect answer, of course, I'll write that on LinkedIn. But the thing is, you can try out. You can always change your location of your site. I think that's on if you just click a button, you can be able to change. For only those who are hosting on Frappe Cloud. The rest, if you're hosting locally, then that's okay. Then with that being said, as I said, I'm working on a different region, but what I had to brought you is this customer portal, which we've been developing. So you can scan the QR code and you can check out the code and everything, or you can use in your business, right? And And you can see the cup actually. So the cup is full of, I don't know if it's coffee. Yep, but it's on Friday, right? Yeah. So it's on Friday. Be inviting me on those shares, guys. So with that being said, I think I'm done. Thank you for having me. Any other question? Any question from anybody? Yes.
Hi, I'm Christine from Victory Farms, and I wanted to ask a question on specifically, not customizing, but optimizing reports. So we have our GL report, and we've been using ERP Next for the past 3 years. And when it comes to running reports like the general ledger, it takes about 10 minutes, which is a very long time. And we have tried database indexing, and as a dev, I feel like I have done whatever I can do so far.
Yep.
So it would be nice to get maybe some insight on what else can we do to have our reports run much faster.
On the general ledger, to be frank, that's a complex report actually, and that's why down here, sorry guys, I jumped on this very fast because of time. Down here I wrote general ledger kiosk improvement. So this one was an article that was written by Ankush, CTO at Frappe, on how they tried to improve the performance of general ledger. So like I saw on the same article, the report was taking 30 minutes. And they tried to improve. You said 10 minutes roughly. So it seems you have a lot of data, right? Yeah. I can. Maybe we shall link up, right? I'll send you a few number of resources on how they did it and how maybe we can do it or we'll try to improve it. But they tried their level best on this, right? Yep. But it's a good question actually because you brought it and I had that in mind. So thank you. Any other question? Oh, no question? Thank you, guys.